Hello, and welcome to the Teen Town Podcast. My name is Dermot, and today I'm joined by members of Brilliant Ballybunion. Cool. So we have Gornia, Paulina. Gornia, I feel like I said your name weird. No, it's okay.
Sounds fine.
Yeah, just in my head. We have Gornia, we have Paulina, and we have Antoinette. So starting off with you, Gornia, what is Brilliant Ballybunion?
Well, now, what is it? Basically, has been a 2-year project funded by Creative Ireland to take local people from or living in Ballybunion on a lovely 2-year journey to learn about the biodiversity of the area, to learn about growing their own food, and to do it all in a creative way. And so then this time 2 years ago, we put out an open call and to see what interest, and we had an open night down the street in Coast Cafe, and we couldn't believe about 50 people showed up. And we thought we were going to take on 10 people. We thought that would be plenty. And then there was such a good interest in it that we ended up taking on 14. And so that was 14 people that were really committed, like, because it was going to be a big commitment. There would be several events, we had, I think in the first year, 7 Fridays on the farm where they were learning how to grow their own food with Rena and other people. And then, creative time, several events, so there was going to be a lot for people, but they committed and they're all on the journey still. And here we are today, the
Very
cusp of
good.
it. Yeah.
Paulina, were you there that first night?
Yes, I was there on the first night because we were sitting at the hotel because we arrived a few months before because of war in Ukraine. And we decided to go and meet people, meet locals because we didn't know anyone there. We trying to improve our English as well, and we decided to go and see how it's look like. But the passion and energy on that meeting that night, I still can remember that feeling. I was like, oh my god, I need to do something. I need to step in. I need to do some actions. I need to say thank you for the people, for the community, and do something for earth. And yeah, we step in with my husband Alex, and now we're sitting here 2 years later, absolutely excited about the future. Learn so much, have a lot of experiences. Because before I didn't grow anything in Ukraine because I'm from capital. I'm from Kiev, and I was in village once because Alex from the village in Ukraine. I was there just once, and for me it's this strange, the big city and the village grew something, the tomatoes, the plants. No, that's not for me. But now I love that because of the project, and I think it's really important to everyone.
Very good. And then, so when did you come on board?
I came on board 2 years ago, and I was started off with social farming with Lisa and Rita, and they introduced, well, they wanted me to come involved. So they said, how would you like to be involved in a project? Like you be mowing, you be tasting food, and I said, yeah, I'll think about it. So I went home and think about it, and I went to the open night. And when I went to the open night, I met so many lovely people. And I met Rina, Lisa, Joanne, Grania, and all them people. And I said, why not? And yeah, here 2 years later, and we have achieved something. I mean, we have achieved a lot in the last 2 years. We have worked hard, we had fun, and the best thing about it is the people. Like we met so many nice people, and now we're all connecting. And when my community is a small community, and it became a big community where I know more than I know now. I know loads of people in Ballybunion, and that we're all kind of kind and good to one another.
Very good. You're going to have to help me a little bit. I'm going to need education along the way, I think. What is social farming?
Social well, this, you see, this is where people that's very confused. But when I say social farming, they be like, you're on a farm working with animals and stuff like that. And it's a social farm where farmers volunteers their time um to reach out for people with disabilities, to give them a chance to work outside, or to give them, like, we have a lot of people from St. Bernard's, parents and friends, so on, so on. And it gives us like a community where we can grow. Like, say, we and Lisa's farm, it's all plant based. It's not there's two dampies.
There is, yeah.
They wouldn't like you saying that though.
So next.
Yeah. Are you even down there?
No, they're called Bridges and what's the baby donkey? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yes.
When I first started, they had like chickens and so on, but now it's planting and gardening, you name it. But we don't do any milking or anything like that. It's not a farm where you think about having cows and stuff like that. They used to have calves. Yeah. So it's basically a nice project for people with disabilities to go out on the farm, and there's farm from all over Kerry as well. And yeah, that's again real interesting. And what it's down to the service user as well. What they're into, some may be into carving, some may be like, I wouldn't be into farm work, like milking cows. Yeah, no, I
Well, not with your green fingers, and Sunray really be planting. Yeah.
more into the gardening stuff.
Yes, we heard about your green fingers earlier when you were on stage.
Yeah.
I suppose, Gordon, I'll come back to you. What would you say is the highlight of the project so far? Maybe barring today.
I know. Well, yeah. I suppose at the beginning, like when we started thinking about it, we didn't really know what was going to happen, and then the highlight was the people that had came on board. It would have been a totally different project if we had other, because personalities are, but we all just gelled like immediately, and we all have this just a kind of a respect for each other, and just kind of we're all like roll up your sleeves and get on with stuff, or don't be afraid to draw a picture and have everybody look at it, or any of that. And I think that's the nicest thing, because like it was mentioned a few times today, like the world is in a really, really, really bad place, and we're very lucky where we are, that we're kind of away from a lot of that, but you're hearing it all of the time. And sometimes it's just nice to come back to what we all are, just down like normal every day. Come off your phones, turn off the news, get your hands dirty, plant a few seeds, dig up the garden, like, and do it with other people that are just really, really nice, So, like, that is actually better than anything else. Like, there's a lot of hard work has gone in and all of that. And today, obviously, was a big culmination with the president and all. But actually, it's all of these guys, it's all of us together. And that'll never end, like, we've been through this together now. So it's not going to, so that's a highlight for me.
Very
Yeah.
good. Pauline, I'll get you on the same question, I suppose. What's been the highlight so far?
For me, it's probably the connection between the all of us, connection between us and the earth, with nature, with the animals, because now we have a better understanding of what the earth want from us. What's the behavior we need to show to the earth, to the animals, uh, how I supposed to behave when I see something inappropriate. Um, yeah, I think it's all about connection between many parts, between many people and everything around us.
Yeah. And can I say as well that again, like the project is over, but like, and we talk about the connection between all of us, but we're not closed either, like we want it to spread out, and it's really spread out through the nature group because, a few people, like many of the collaborators are now in the nature group. And again, we're hitting the same good sound people who they just want to do their small bit, whether, and they're, everybody is a bird watcher now, we never, and then you're out in the open air, you're with other people, you're just looking at birds through binoculars, and it's very mindful,
Yeah.
and we're reaching so many people. And once everybody knows that it's not a closed group, the more, the better, and everybody's respected. And I think for the earth and the world and for all of our own well-being, I think that's the most important thing as well.
Yeah, I think for a lot of people, they're meeting one passionate person away from finding a new passion.
True. Yes. That is very philosophical there now, Dermot.
It manages subtext. Annette, same thing. Highlight of the project so far.
Being on TV.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
The whole group.
And our
The highlight is meeting new people, getting to know the others, and having fun, growing food, tasting different kind of foods. Well, that would be a plain Lisa, like plain, but it's giving me a chance to taste different food, and that's, if I don't like it, I like it, but it's giving me ideas then what to do at home. And like, I think being on TV, we have lovely trips to like Ballymalook.
Yeah, we went to Ballymaloon, yeah.
We went to the Amy in Dublin.
Yeah.
It's all about exploring and getting to know my taste buds, getting to know what I really like. And then also longing to grow your own food. Even though I know how to grow food by social farming, but this is an ongoing, like, just I never been a part of. When I took interest in the growing part, and like that, the nature group, I will follow with the others as well.
And you're doing up your garden as well soon, aren't you, Antoinette? Yeah, so you'll be growing a lot of food yourself, yeah.
So, no, it's giving me ideas and growing and like being kind to nature as well is what I learned from being in the group is. Cause like sometimes like we could be having a tough day and go out into nature and it kind of lifts you up. Like if you, like one of my days is if you go to Ballybunion Beach, if it lifts you up after a walk, and that's what I like about even Bangor now is a lovely peaceful place. There's no traffic, there's lovely walkways, there's a tunnel that, we all worked so hard, and we all should be very proud of ourselves as well, because how Bangor here was working very hard and getting ready for the last couple of days, and now it's all
But it just happened.
all went smoothly, and there was
Yeah.
no one, everyone just got on and we did what we told, and yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Granny, do you want to talk a little bit about how we got to this point of the president visiting today?
Ooh. Well, so basically, Lisa was like a dog with a bone. We were knocking down doors for ages and ages. We got a sound no, first of all, and then because she's only just newly in office as well, so there was kind of a changeover of teams and all of that goes on. But that didn't stop Lisa. She just was determined, and we were like giving her little, yeah, you phone again or you try again. So she just did keep on doing that, and then finally got a contact with one of her secretaries or one of the people that work for her, and she basically typed everything out Oscailga, and there was loads of little things like that, and got a much better response when we went through Irish. And then they came back and said, yeah, and she'd be here in 2 weeks. Like, oh my God. And then and then we could tell the collabs, and the team, and it wasn't top secret, but we couldn't do any, there's so much protocol that we're only small little group down here, hadn't a clue. And then the minister, O'Donovan, he had said no, that he was flying in from Toronto at 5 in the morning this morning, and he's like, there isn't hope I'll make anything. And then he met Tanya Bonatti, who's the creative director of Creative Ireland, and when she mentioned it was Ballybunion, he was like, oh, hang on, I love Ballybunion. And so he changed. It is brilliant, exactly. So he changed all his plans. So he actually, him and the guy with him there, Mikey, they got in at 5 this morning, slept for a couple of hours, and then got in the car and come to Ballybunion. So it was meant to be. And then Norma Foley, of course, then another icing on the cake again, so
They're like buses. You wait.
and they all gone together, and they all have their own different protocol teams and everything has to. So that was eye opening. But anyway, it was actually very good, very interesting to see how it all works. And then you can kind of go back to people and say, well, this is what they said, so you don't have any big, huge, major decisions that you have to make. There can't be any grey areas, so you have to follow the rules and all. And that actually made it a good bit easier for us, And you guys here in the Tinton, sure, I mean, we were manifesting the president coming. And that's why we got in touch before Christmas and said, we are going to try our best to get here. Will you just hold it for us? And then you did, and literally we give you a week and a half's notice as well. I mean, it was just, but that was the whole thing. And then the one thing that we were told by Creative Ireland, make sure you get plenty of bums on seats, and we were like, there's no problem with that, And sure enough, so between all of the groups in Ballybunion working together, the Tinton had our backs, development company had our backs, Tidy Towns, we all did it together then, so and that's the way it should be, and that's really shone today, I think, as well, Here's my
Very good. Just to finish up, I suppose, thank you so much for taking this time to sit down and speak to us. Did you get to meet the president?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, come the hell.
No, so the president got to meet you.
And she mentioned your name on stage, Antoinette. She did, yeah. Amazing.
I can hear what
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I got to be that. I think it was my first time ever meeting a president. It was the highlight of my day. And people should try to think dance.
Yoo-hoo.
Very good. Okay, thank you so much.
Oh, thanks a million. Thanks, Jack.